I think we got it. Night one, baby. Let's go. Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Clifford Show. As you can see, once again, I'm not home, not in the studio. I feel like this is a common thing on this show now. We are in Las Vegas. As you can see, it's WrestleMania weekend. We got a very, very, very special guest, host, MC, All-American. Like, just anything you can think of, my guy here has done it. The host of the Stuck in My Thoughts podcast, Mr. Justin Stuckey. Welcome to the show, my boy.
Man,
welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate you having me on. Like you said, we're in Viva, Las Vegas.
Yes.
And it is the WrestleMania weekend, as you can tell by the belt.
Absolutely,
I don't have on my wrestle jersey, but we saving it for tomorrow.
Yes.
Saving it for tomorrow. But I appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Oh, yeah. You see, I had to put on the orange and blue shirt today because we both went to orange and blue schools. Mm-hmm. I went to the better orange and blue school, but we went to orange and blue schools.
Ask Tim Tebow.
See, I had Tim, you had Cam.
Yes, sir.
But I'm just saying, he started with this orange and blue. You know what I'm saying? Got orange and blue on the kicks now. Come on now.
Never be Auburn. That's all I'll say.
Oh, no, that's true. He was a solid 0-2. But man, Justin, man, it's crazy because it's a full circle moment because we met pretty much here last year.
Yeah, ain't no pretty much.
Yeah.
It was here.
It was here.
Yeah.
Last year at WrestleMania. And so I think one of the cool things about you is like, when I followed you, it was like, okay, I've seen him before. But then when we started like communicating in the car ride out of WrestleMania night 2, shout out to John Cena winning 17 that night.
Never seen 17.
Yeah, never seen 17. The crazy thing is, I remember going and watching your account and I'm like, wait, this dude is like legit. Like he's for real. Because some of the first clips I saw was you covering March Madness. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this guy is like the truth. And that's the beautiful thing about it is like, you never come off as like, just like out there, like big ego. And I love guys like that because it's like, he knows, he's like, there's levels to this. Mm-hmm. There's still a ways to go, but it's like, you're getting there. I mean, you just interviewed Mark Henry. You just interviewed Mark Henry.
The world's strongest man.
Yes, like somebody gonna get you know the rest. One of the best
wig split.
Yeah, one of the best themes out there. But before we get into all of your successes in your career, we got to go back to Birmingham, Alabama. Mm-hmm. So you were born in Birmingham, raised in Helena, Alabama. So like, what was it like? Being raised in Bama?
I say Helena is a stereotypical small town, small southern town. Like everybody knows everybody. High school sports is the thing. Everybody in the community is an athlete at some point in their time. And I think for me, it was just one of those things where that's where the dream and the foundation was laid for me. I grew up, I was there from 5 years old all the way till it was time to graduate from high school. And I think it was just a place where I learned how to be myself, who I was, chasing my athletic dreams. You know, we both were athletes, and I don't like to say we're athletes. I feel like you're always an athlete.
Yep, that competitive spirit is always in you.
And the mental is there. And so I think growing up in Helena, man, it was a blessing. I love my community, love where I'm from. Man, I have, some of my closest friends from there. And just think about some of the times and shoot, my wrestling dreams were made there growing up. Yeah. Everybody, I grew up in a neighborhood called Okahaba, the Hob.
Yeah,
The Hob, man. All the athletes were there. All the best athletes lived in that neighborhood, but all the athletes were wrestling fans. Yeah. And everybody at some point goes through that wrestling phase. And I think just growing up in Helena, man, it was a blessing. And it showed me what true community is. You talked about, the way I come off, the humility aspect. Like, I'm a kid from a small town. Like, a year ago, like when we met, man, that was my first ever WrestleMania, and I was just big. I didn't know what was happening. And
it was
still this
overwhelming.
year, it's so much stuff happening now, and there's so many goals and dreams that I'm still aspiring towards. And even when I reach those, I feel like I'm going to always remember growing up in Helena and remember where I'm from, that I'm not going to be trying to big time people.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so going into the wrestling. Because as y'all see with the belt right here.
We in Vegas, baby.
I remember seeing one of those clips because you posted a couple times of you celebrating John Cena.
Yes, sir.
So John Cena, that's been your guy like forever. So when was that moment for you when you're like, okay, because you just said like everybody loved wrestling at some point, but like what was that key moment? Was it John Cena winning at a certain WrestleMania? Was it guys like Edge, Randy Orton, like heels growing up? Or like what was that moment for you?
So, man, it's funny enough. I think the very first ever memory of watching wrestling was Hornswoggle and Mini Boogeyman running around the TV. And I was like, what the heck is this?
I forgot about Mini Boogeyman. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then as I started, like I vividly remember my first time ever watching SmackDown, man. I was in the first room in my house. And it was The Undertaker coming on. And I was like, dang, Undertaker's gonna get me. I was up undercover, you know? Yeah. And then Raw, I remember John Cena. I was like, man, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And so I just was enamored by the storylines, what was happening. You mentioned Mark Henry. Like, I remember him with the dreads, with the thing. I was like, man, what is this? Yep. And looking back on it, bro, like I really would love to go back. Maybe ask my parents when was that time for me. But my grandparents and dad would tell you the stories of me going to Walmart, be like, I just want to look. But man, I'm getting the action figure every single time. I got like, bro, I'm so glad I kept them all. I got like 300 wrestling toys at the house still.
Oh, get out of here, really?
Yes, bro. And it was a thing where, man, I grew up on my street, my boy Hunter, and I told him we got to get to a Mania. We loved wrestling toys. We'd trade. We'd, have the fights and stuff. Yeah. I think wrestling was just something, man, it wasn't like sports. Yeah. It was something different. And when they'd come to Birmingham, I'd go to the shows. This is when Ticketmaster, you went to a physical box inside of the store.
See, these kids don't know.
They don't know.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know.
You go to the physical box, pay, and you get the ticket stub. And I just remember going with my dad and my granddad sometimes, and it was just one of those things where, you go through that phase where you kind of fizzle out, but it's always sticks with you. I remember my last time getting I bought something now, but my last time as a kid getting a wrestling figure, bro, it was Christmas 7th grade, and I got the Elimination Chamber. And I vividly remember asking my mom, am I getting too old for wrestling toys? Like, I vividly remember, she was like,
no. To answer your question, no.
She was like, it's up to you. What do you think? And I went through that phase, bro, but it never left me. You talk about Cena, bro.
Yep.
I don't know I think Cena is just like, he's the white dude that was cultured too.
Yeah,
I grew
very
up
cultured.
in the age where he was rapping.
Yeah, thugonomics.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that was the scene I grew up on and we all grew up on. So I think, man, it's just something that once it's in you, bro, it never leaves. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, the thing for me, because like I was kind of a late bloomer, so I didn't start watching wrestling till, I want to say 2008. So my cousins, they were really big into it, but I have a familiar or similar Undertaker story to you. So I remember one night I was scrolling the channels with my mom, and I see this guy with the hat, jacket, and he just does this with his hands, thunder. And I'm like, and this is when I was like maybe 6 or something like that. And I was like, I was just like,
bro, I remember getting up on them covers, bro. Undertaker was scary back then.
I was just out of there. And so what brought me back is so my cousins, first of all, they used to play SmackDown versus Raw.
I have all those.
And I got a crazy story to tell y'all because initially I thought every one of those guys were like just fake characters. I thought they were fake characters. I didn't think they were real people. So like there was one guy I saw on there that was just like rainbow hair color, just charismatic, just doing whispers in the winds and swanton bombs. And I'm like, who is this guy? And I saw him doing this. It was Jeff Hardy. Yeah. Of course, shout out Jeff Hardy. And so I started doing this around the house, and my dad was like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's this character on this video game that like his name's Jeff Hardy. He does this with his hand, and he does like a little juke, and like he's an animated character. And so my dad, it's crazy coming from my dad, because like he's from Daytona Beach. Like he's from like, he grew up in the hood and stuff like that. So it's like, anytime I would throw these up, he'd be like, son, like don't do that, like don't do that. But I'm like, but dad, it's a fake character. Like it's a fake character. So then as I got like maybe a year or so older, my cousins would start doing swanton bombs in the pool.
Oh man.
And so
I left that off my story, bro.
And I was like, wait, people do this on people? And then I found out who it was, and I was like, wait, Jeff Hardy's a real person? I thought Jeff Hardy was like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, like a fake character.
He kind of is a myth, though. He should be able to do the stuff he's done.
And I was like, wait, he does it on other people? I'm like, oh, this is lit. like, this is lit. So I started watching as soon as he got drafted to SmackDown. So we had that beef with like MVP, and then went on to like Triple H, Vladimir Kozlov, and Edge. And from that point on, I was hooked. Now, remember, it was on my TV 12 back in the day. Yeah. My TV 12. So I was like, yo, this is amazing. And I feel like I started watching at just like almost the perfect time, because as you go into 09, it's like, okay, you got 09 Randy Orton.
Greatest heel of all time.
Greatest heel of all time. Can't forget always Jeff Hardy, though. Bigger than Obama. Bigger than Obama. Mm-hmm. And like WrestleMania 25, which to a degree, I still feel like should have been a classic. I mean, it was still good, but there were just certain aspects where it's like, it should have been a classic. But yeah, no, that was it for me. Like, and I've been enjoying wrestling ever since. And so when I was a kid, I could never get the belts. My mom would be like, "You got belt money?
You got belt money?
You got belt?" I'm like, Mom.
I used to have little small Velcro joints, like in the little packs.
I used to make them out of paper, and I used to tape them up. Like after school, I would like get pieces of paper, cut them up, and just like walk around with them.
I used to see the guys coming out of the wrestling shows. They'd have the big belts. I was like, man, one day when I get older, I'm gonna get that. And I still have my WWE magazines.
The magazine. See, these kids don't know about that either.
No, that's a different, man. I got a Jeff Hardy one, like
the one where he was like this, where he was like flying like this.
I don't know how he was looking, but he had a bunch of covers.
Yeah.
But you made me think of a point though when you said Swanton into the pool.
Yeah.
Okahaba was notorious for having wrestling matches on trampolines. Bro, like all the guys that live in Okahaba, they can attest to this. Dude, we were having like, if there was a WWE trial back then, we would have made it. Simply off the fact of the coordination and understanding like the aspect of selling. If we knew, hey, Clifford, we're going, but you gonna win?
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna make sure you look the best and you get that dub.
Yeah,
and
right.
like the things that we were doing, I don't know how and why we were doing. But it was a time, bro.
Yeah, the time when we're children, man. It's just this fun time. And then shout out SmackDown versus Raw, WWE 2K, just growing up. It's like we grew up in a golden era of
Bring back
wrestling.
SmackDown versus Raw though.
Yeah.
That was undefeated.
That was, like 07. That's crazy. Like I went back and got 07.
That's the Triple H cover, right?
Because he's in the middle like this. That's right. It's like him
and Undertaker on 08. I know that.
Yeah. So, but it was like Triple H, John Cena, and was it Batista? Maybe
I know Triple H was on it, but yeah, you're right. I think 09 was a duo.
That was DX.
Yeah.
That was DX. I remember that one. And then the next year, John Cena looked like his heel run. Where he was like just angry all the time.
Yeah.
But man, we could sit here and talk about wrestling for days. It's in our blood, man. But one thing I like to do on this show, because I think of it as a celebration. So guys, I feel like deserve to get like recognized, to get praised. It's like, you're no different, man. Because it's like, I watch your stuff and I'm like, because it's like slowly but surely like catapulted, but it's like, I'm just waiting for that one. That one moment where it's like, I've been watching Justin since 25. You know what I'm saying? I've been seeing him since 2025. It was written, but I mean, we got to go into your athletic background, because we talked about it a little bit. But it's like, man, you were a 3-time All-American. You started at Sanford, and then you transferred to Auburn. Saw a lot of success there. I saw you were honored at an Auburn game, if I'm not mistaken. You were honored at it, and it's like, yo, this guy is a legend on the plane. So like, what was that transition like, going from Sanford, to Auburn? Because like that's a huge shift.
It's a huge shift. Number one, I'm gonna give my credit to Sanford, because that's where I like to tell people I learned about myself. My personal development and my track and field development was ultra important at Sanford. I became a 3-time All-American at Sanford. When I first got there, I did not want to be there. I grew up 30 minutes from it. I was like, this is a D1, but I'm like, I ain't trying to go there. I was trying to go to Auburn first. I was trying to go big time first. So my whole freshman year spent, my boy Titus will tell you, we were roommates, of me telling him I want to go leave this school and go play another sport. And I was like, what sport do I want to play? I got the most potential going pro in. I was like, I was a real good hooper. I was like, I want to go play football. Yeah. So freshman year, I was still good at track. I just was ready to get up out of there. So after regionals, which is the playoffs of track, I left, went to Troy to play football.
Oh.
Yeah, most people don't know this.
Wait. Yeah. Hold up. Wait.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I remember you saying that before, but it's like, it was like, oh my gosh, that's right.
I went to Troy in the summer. Shout out Coach Williams. He was my receiver coach. And man, I was there during fall camp and clear as day, bro. You know how people like say like God spoke to me?
Yep.
I've been a believer my whole life, right? But I've never like understood when people said that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Man, clear as day. I was in my apartment after a fall camp practice, bro. It was that night. And vividly, bro, the Lord was like, this is something that you want to do. It's something you can do, but it's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, what the heck? And I called my grandparents, real close to my grandparents. It's crazy. I don't know what happened to the phone, but it turned into a voicemail. Like the call, I had to call, but the voicemail was on at the same time, so it recorded our entire conversation. I can go back and listen to it. And I was telling them, you know, what happened. I was like, I think I need to go back to Sanford. It was crazy because my folks didn't really want me to leave. They was like, Sanford's a great education.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting a free scholarship, do all that, right? And I called my coach back. And when I was in the portal, he was like, if you ever want to come back, you can come back. And I called him and he let me come back. And then from there, bro, I was just locked in on, you know, God's plan rather than my own. Was able to have great success, 3-time All-American. I was finished third in the country, went to trials in 21. Yeah. And then at that point, I was like, man, I'm beating all these people in the SEC anyway.
Right.
COVID and redshirt, I know I got some more time. I was like, let me get my degree from Sanford and move on to Auburn, right?
Yep.
And so when I moved into Auburn, bro, it was like, you know, you that guy. You were supposed to come in and win a national championship. And that first 3 months on campus, bro, I was in the peak shape of my life.
Yep.
Like, I was dogging everybody in sprints, conditioning. Like, I was physical specimen is what I would have called myself then. Like, I was on par. Like, my bursts were through the roof. And then, bro, like, my knee just started bugging. And going into my time at Auburn, I had already decided I wanted to start the podcast, Second My Thoughts.
Yeah.
I saw Kendrick Perkins on TV. This was when we first got to ESPN. I was like, he don't know what he's talking about. I can do that, right? And it was very naive, right? Like, very naive.
Just straight up,
like, I was like, he don't have a clue what he's talking about. Like, I can do that. Like, literally, that's how I felt, bro. But I was like, that's a very naive comment. And so you need to figure out how you can do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Lauren Sisler. Shout out to Anaya Jones. They gave me advice, started a podcast, started it. And then when I got to Auburn, like, I was like sitting down with guests like you're doing. Like, I was like, I'm plug away.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing, bro, like my knee was not functioning right. But like all the stuff off the track was doing great. Like I was becoming a well-known name. I just got to the school. Media people, bro. Every time a media person would come into town, bro, I was shadowing. Like I was glued to them. I was networking. Like I was there to get my master's in business, but I was a master's in network. Like no cap.
Yeah.
And my Sanford time period was great for my personal development and track and field career, but my Auburn time was great for my career.
Yeah.
Like, meeting the donors, like understanding the aspect of financial wealth, you know, generational wealth, financial literacy, making connections, that media side. Because ain't nobody coming to Sanford. Right. ESPN ain't coming to Sanford.
Yeah.
You know, like game day ain't coming to Sanford. But they coming to Auburn,
yep.
And there was an advantage where I could take advantage of that opportunity being there. And man, I grew. Like I joined the student sports show, and I wasn't even a communications major, bro.
Yeah.
But it's something like we've talked about, like chase your passions. Mm-hmm. Whatever you're passionate about, go after that. Like I was in business, but all the stuff I was doing was communications, and we were doing numbers.
Business and graphic design, you feel me? But man, it's like you being in Auburn because like. I guess it's different for you because you grew up in Alabama, but what was that atmosphere like in the plains? Because it's one thing to see it on TV, but it's like you've been on the field, you've been honored, you've been in the crowd. It's like, what is that like in the plains? Because I've always wanted to know. Now,
I try to take all bias out of this when I say it, but I think Auburn, especially in night games, we're talking about football specifically, is one of the greatest atmospheres in all college football. It's very underrated. And the thing about it is, Auburn fans, Auburn people love Auburn. A lot of the other fans, like Alabama, for example, I respect the dynasty Nick Saban made to a T, but they love Alabama football.
Not everything else.
And at Auburn, I was just so enamored by how, like, even if we weren't that good, bro, people were packing out and showing up. And we had maybe a delusion to like, oh, we're going to win this game. And we had a lot of close games, but they were showing up. And I got a chance to be in school with Suni Lee during our gymnastics run, bro. It's not often you get to be classmates and co-student athletes with an Olympic gold medalist who is performing and competing.
Yeah.
I was never aware of equestrian before I got to Auburn. Yeah. But we have one of the greatest equestrian programs of all time.
And so that's news to me. I did not know that.
Getting enamored there, legendary soccer coach. We had football, basketball, and then track. Like once we had a whole new staff, we started turning up, you know? So it was just a thing like Auburn, bro. They might say ain't nothing but the school, but that school is really good.
Yeah.
I would recommend everybody going because it just... Man, it's a special place.
Yeah. If it wasn't Florida, if I had to pick another SEC school, it would be Auburn.
Yeah.
And I would say this, I feel like that's just the beauty of college. Because it's like you get to open so many different doors that you just never imagined. Because like growing up in high school, it's like, yeah, we would go to volleyball games and it'd be cool. You might see like maybe, I hate to throw my school under the bus, but like you might see like 50 people.
Yeah.
Man, I'll never forget my first...
At Florida?
No, in high school.
Let me
tell you
Coach Wise.
Let me tell you about the first game of Florida. I'll never forget it. It was the day after convocation. We played the number 1 team in the country, Texas. Mm-hmm. Everybody on that team was like 6'5", 6'6", like every one of them. Man, you would have thought it was a basketball game.
Yeah.
It was sold out. I was like, wait, everybody showed up? This is how we show up for volleyball? So I'm thinking immediately, it's just like, because I already know how it is going to be for football, but I'm like, just imagine everything else. So, and we beat them that night. Mm-hmm. Some people tried to storm the course. And I'm like, this is everything I envisioned about college and then some. And, we might be super biased because we're SEC brothers, but it's like, there's like nothing compares to the SEC.
I know the Big Ten, they love it, bro. Yeah. And I know every school has their own vibe. Like I got a chance to go to Colorado during the prime era, the first 2 years, right? And I was like, it was so different. Like it was packed. All the stars were coming. I met KD. Like things were crazy. But I was like, at the same time, bro, no matter how packed the stadium is, it ain't the SEC.
It's not, no. Plus, like, you guys got Cam. And
bro, that was a different now. Growing up in Alabama during the Cam era was a different time period, bro.
I mean, it was like, one side that just adored Cam, then you had the other side that was just like, scam Newton. Scam. I mean, it was crazy because I just remember being in Georgia watching the comeback. Mm-hmm. And it was on a Friday. Because I remember waking up late because, that Thanksgiving food, like, when it hits, it hits. So, like, that next day I woke up and I'm like, why is Auburn and Alabama playing on? I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't realize. Next thing I know, it's 24-0. And I'm like, well, so much for Cam winning the Heisman and the Natty, this, that, and the third. And then just watching that second half, it was just like watching a miracle. It was like, I've never seen this in any sport ever. Like this type of comeback. I mean, it was just like one by one. And I was like, oh, this guy is the best player in the sport right now.
Different beast, bro. And the thing is like, I vividly remember that because I was on a cruise. Yeah. The only cruise I've ever been on so far. And I was the only Auburn fan there. I was 10 years old and I was just sitting in the bar because it was the only TV. Yeah. And I was like, this dude is electric. Mm-hmm. Like, and there's moments like that you remember as a kid. Like, I remember the comeback specifically. I remember being downstairs, like house divided. Every Bama fan was upstairs in my house. I was the only Auburn fan downstairs during the kick six.
Yep.
And seeing that play.
Six. Yeah.
And then Auburn, my time at Auburn, fast forward to my time there, I got to interview Chris Davis, who ran the kickback.
Kick six.
And it was a thing where like nobody else, he was doing media the whole time, he don't really like media, but it was just me, him, shout out to my boy Big Jeff, who was his former teammate. I got to talk free will with him.
I mean, that's like 109 yards.
Legendary.
Auburn, not just Auburn lore. College, like that's the best.
That's the greatest college football player of all time. And there's no doubt.
There's like nothing comes close. I mean, like, what was it, second 26? Yeah, that's cute. That's a national championship, but it's like Auburn dethroned a three-peat potential dynasty. Like, Bama was about to three-peat. Like, now about to three-peat.
Now, Auburn might be, I'm about to say don't quote me on this, but I'm just going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
Auburn might be a part of the 2 greatest college football plays in history.
Yeah.
Pick sixes first, and I think that Jayden Milroe, that 4th and 31 grave digger, is the second greatest college football player of all time because the percentage, that was my last game I attended as an Auburn student.
Oh,
and
I
think that percentage of their likelihood to lose was so astronomical, and then for them to come back and win, I think maybe I would love turn this into real and see what people think.
Yeah,
I would love to know what they think is the second greatest college football play because I put that up there.
Second greatest. Okay,
like play, bro.
Just play.
You got to think about how like odds stacked against you it is on that play.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Odds
and this
stacked.
is somebody who is an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
But I got to give it to them, bro. Because you hear Kool-Aid McKinstry talk about how the security guard was like, hey, once this is over, I'm gonna escort you out.
Yeah.
He thought everybody thought the game was over, bro.
Yeah.
And I had a video. I was doing my Saturdays with Stuck video. And my video was ruined because of Jaylen.
Man.
I had to turn into some sentimental thing with the legendary Pat Dye speech. I did numbers.
Man, that's
but it was,
shout out Pat Dye, but it's like
I was sick, bro. But I don't think there's a greater play. Now, maybe we have to do more research, and maybe there's people who were 70 years old that got a play that we never saw.
I think
that makes me think of a point, though. I was at a D3 game in Pennsylvania, Grove City. I forgot who they were playing, but it was their homecoming game, bro. Grove City was about to lose the game.
Yeah.
Right? My boy Tyler Rose was a coach. He used to play for the team. The team that was playing against him, the game's over, bro. They're on the 2-yard line this way. They're about to take a knee. Game's over. Like, no doubt about it.
Right.
The quarterback fumbles the ball.
Oh, no.
Grove City gets the ball in the touchdown, in the end zone, game over. Now, that might be, I know, there's levels, but that might be one of the greatest plays, too.
Like Flight React says, I just didn't have the cameras on.
Yeah.
I ain't had the cameras.
It made SportsCenter.
No way.
It made SportsCenter. You can find it in archives. ChatGPT it made SportsCenter.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because the game was wraps, dog. And it's crazy because the whole day was gloomy. The whole game, like clouds, coverage, everything. As soon, right before the play happened, bro, the skies opened up sunny and the play happened.
Oh,
I was
crazy, man.
2019, I was on fall break and I flew up there because my boy Ben and his brother went to school there.
That's brutal, man. That's brutal, man. But college, man, like wrestling, we can sit here and talk about it all day, man. But man, going into like stuck in my thoughts, because I catch myself watching your show all the time. Like this Mark Henry episode.
I appreciate the support, bro.
I'm like, this Mark Henry episode, I'm like, hey, man, popcorn, me right here.
It might make you shed a tear, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Hey, he said it. He said it, y'all. Because, like, I mean, who doesn't love Mark Henry? But I would say this for your show, and I'm honestly surprised that, like, or have like brands reached out, let's say, like, hey, we want to implement your show with, like,
heck no, I need some sponsors. I'm glad you brought that up. Look, bro. And look, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I started this show in 2022. Life as a student athlete, you're busy. So I was doing it periodically and when I could get it, right? But I was doing other things as well. I don't use excuses, but as we've been able to build it, the type of guests we've sat on, I need a sponsor.
Yep.
Because this is the thing, bro. I was literally telling the story after I finished the Mark Henry episode, bro. And I'm going to pat myself on the back because I feel like I do go the extra mile to be able to get these guests, be able to sit down. Like my Big E episode, bro, there was zero guarantee he was going to have time. I rented a car. I drove 7 hours, got up in the middle of the night just to have a 20-minute sit down that probably either could or couldn't happen. I just set up in the middle of a random hotel that he was staying at, and he was able to do it. And I feel like what's stuck in my thoughts, bro, it was a thing where I literally had the video. When I was pitching the name and telling my friends I was going to do it, they were laughing. Like they had a video of me like on Snapchat and it's quoted, I'm gonna call my podcast Stuck in My Thoughts and a bunch of laughing emojis. Because I thought I was like...
That's clever, though. Like, that's real clever. Like, Justin Stuckey.
Oh, I didn't...
That's really clever. Like,
Anaya Jones, I'm always going to give Anaya Jones credit. She was a part of the NIL agency I was a part of early in college. And she pitched that. But it wasn't until like 2 years later that I actually was like, okay, I'll do it. But I wasn't even with them no more. But I was telling another group of friends I was going to do it. And they thought I was BSing. I was like, no, I'm going to go try to do this. But nobody was doing it.
Right.
And so when you're around people who can't conceive a dream or an idea that you have, you either can stick to what you know or you can fall into, their negativity.
One of the things about you, and I never told you this in person, but when I first had my conversations with the iHeart team about this show, the thought of having one was great, but it was like, how was I going to go about having guests? What was going to be my vision, my purpose behind it all? And to your point, when you were saying those videos, because I remember that video of you driving hours for a non-guaranteed interview, and by the grace of God, it worked out.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Thank you, Big Chief. But it's one of those things where it's like, I remember clips like that of you, and it's like, okay, I have to have that approach. I can't just have it saying like, okay, I'm just gonna have a plethora of guests and just hope for the best. It's like, nah, like you gotta go like the extra mile. And one of the things I noticed too was like with your interviews, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know like, yo, you do like the research. There's like a lot of research that goes into it, because it's like you could sit here all day and just be like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Or like, what's your favorite food? But it's like one of those things where I would watch your shows and I'm just like, okay, he goes beyond just the typical questions. And that's why like I'm a big fan of the show. And I'm like, you had to be on this. Like it was a no-brainer, because it's like, you are a guy that deserves all the accolades, all the praise, all the recognition. And so hopefully with this and the iHeart family, hopefully we get you right. So I just wanted to say, like, I'm always proud of you.
Appreciate it.
This, like I said, this is deja vu, man. The night's getting darker, but
it's crazy.
It's like,
I will say this though, bro. I want to give you your props as well, because as you mentioned, when we first met each other, we had like seen each other but didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And last year, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Levi.
Yes.
He's in the distance somewhere.
Yeah.
He's our guy.
Yeah.
But because of him, we were able to, build a friendship, literally leaving out of Mania last year. And just from that aspect, like, I think, God puts people in your life and gives you the opportunity to meet people.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this respectfully. I respect everything you've been able to build as far as the social media and your presence. But I could care less about that because I care about the person.
Right.
Like, I texted you maybe a couple weeks ago, like checking in. Like I saw your story. I was like, yeah, bro, how you doing?
Yeah.
Because we have this whole, big push for, men's mental health and checking in on people, but how many people are actually doing it? And I pride myself of, hey, if somebody's having a bad day, I don't know, I can't just bank on, somebody else gonna check on them.
Right.
I want to make sure I am. And so, man, I'm glad we've been able to build, a friendship. And it seems it's more than just wrestling. Wrestling was the bridge, but we have a lot of commonalities, and you just want to see your guys win. Like, I feel like if you surround yourself with people who hold you accountable, push you, don't have any envy or jealousy, and really just want to have a good time and see everybody succeed, those are the people you need to surround yourself with.
Yeah, that envy, jealousy part too, man, because it's like, that's one thing I noticed initially in the football, and I don't mean to like say it, but it's like in the football creator community, at first, it was like a lot of just like animosity towards each other. And I never understood that, because it's like, yo, we're all doing the same thing, chasing a dream, doing it in a very unique way. Why can't we root for each other? And I remember maybe 2 or 3 years ago, because, I didn't really have like close friends in the space. Like I had people that I could like reach out to from time to time, but I didn't have like friends, you know what I'm saying? So, the man above brought guys like you, Levi, my guy Jeremy Barnes, the young ref who mics himself up. And I remember just praying one night, I'm like, Lord, I don't know how long I'm gonna do like content or be in this space, but please give me some good friends. Because it's like, to your point, I don't look at the creator, I look at the person. And you guys, you all just have an incredible heart, an incredible spirit, and you guys are all go-getters. And it's like, those 3 factors right there, it's like, if you got that, it's like, okay, you got my respect. And so like, we've been rocking for a year now. Shout out our guy Levi again. Grinding it out for the Raiders.
Doing this thing.
Yes. Allegiant Stadium. We need our tickets, Levi.
Mendoza coming soon.
Not 200, 300. We need the lounge, the premium lounge. If you got a pool in there, I know y'all got a pool. You got the little fire thing in there.
Clifford bougie.
You know what I'm saying? We need jerseys.
Hey, Clifford bougie. I don't want to.
And if you want to give us a WWE Raiders themed belt, we'll take that too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So but all aside, shout out our guy Levi from the Raiders. Much love. But man, Justin, this has been an incredible time. And just once again, congratulations on your interview, Mark. Like when you sent that picture in our chat, I was like, oh my gosh, because like these people don't realize.
They don't realize what we went through.
Yes, they don't know. I mean, it's like
you will know soon though. Yeah. TikTok will know.
Oh yeah.
I want to be like create the community and show people. Look, it ain't always what it seems.
No.
But at the end of the day, we get the job done.
Yes.
All three of us have been enjoying Vegas, but we also have been working at the same time. We're enjoying. It's always business and pleasure. My coach in high school said, you got to handle business first, then you have your fun.
Yeah.
And so we handle business now. Now it's time to go see Randy Orton get number 15.
That's right. That is right, man. And that is a beautiful way to wrap up this episode. Justin, my brother, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stuck in My Thoughts. Be sure to check out the podcast now. Don't just check it out. Subscribe. Tell them where they can find you, my brother.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Hey.
Spotify.
Hey.
Apple.
Hey.
Instagram.
Hey.
TikTok.
Hey.
We don't do that X no more.
Yeah.
But holla at your boy.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. This has been a fun episode. I love you guys. This is the Clifford Show. We are out of here. See ya.
I'm on location at WrestleMania 42, and we're gonna get some kids some title belts. Let's go. What you doing? What you doing? Yeah. Which one you like more? Which one you like best? Go. Yeah. Go. Woo! 1, 2,
So, as you guys can see, WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas was a huge success. I mean, hey, look at the souvenir I got. Row 1. Shout out On Location for that. But yes, the very next episode, y'all, we have another special guest. When you think of women in sports media, I mean, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt right now. When you think of women in sports media, she ought to be on everybody's Mount Rushmore. I'm talking about Aaliyah Funship. You've seen her with countless brands. You've seen her on the orange carpet at the WNBA draft. I'm losing track of where she goes. She's all over the place. Thanks for tuning into another episode of The Clifford Show, and I'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.